what are you hearing on your end? We're seeing pension money. I'm hearing bonding. I'm hearing maybe a budget line, $100 million. Doesn't even know whether the league would approve this. What are your thoughts on this, Vin?
Yeah, I'm worried it could be all the above. It's one thing.
I'm sorry I did the buffet line here, but go ahead. Yeah.
But that sort of seems where it's going. It's not just about investing in a team and getting a minority ownership interest, which it sounds like they would do that through the pension funds. But then you're talking about the infrastructure they need to build out, because they would no longer be at Mohegan Sun. You'd be moving it over to Hartford. And so now I'm hearing practice facility
$100 million
and upgrades.
Yeah.
And that would probably require bonding. So all of a sudden there's this huge investment. And to me, the cart is before the horse. I mean, we need to take a step back. I think this governor has forgotten that we hold this money in public trust for the taxpayers. And before we take a leap, we need to understand, does it make sense? Is there any return on investment? Yeah. And those are the things that Democrats don't think about, that they just need to put the brakes on it. We have to make a return on our pensions. So to be that flippant to pledge our pension accounts without a guaranteed return, we've worked hard to try to bring that pension back into the black. It still is in the red. So I have a lot of questions. I'm a little frustrated that they're choosing to play this out through the media and not actually coming to legislative leaders and saying, this is an idea we have, can we talk? And so we're left put on the defensive to push back on this proposal. We have just as many questions as the general public does.
So the bonding commission obviously is chaired by statute by the governor. So, could the governor or any governor, likely it'll be Lamont, obviously, because of the time constraints here, can the governor just ramrod this through, Vin? And as far as the state pension fund is for our state workers and investors, who controls that? Who would say, is it Sean Scanlon? Is it Eric Russell? Is there a pension board? How would each one of those alternatives, Vin, work?
Yeah, I mean, so it is Eric Russell who makes the investments. In terms of the bonding, it would have to go through the legislature. I don't think the governor could find a chunk of money somewhere. It needs to be in an appropriated account. So depending on the dollar amount, he can't just create it. If it's a larger amount, smaller amounts, he may be able to just find it in an account to make it fit. But in terms of the pension, it points to a bigger question.
Yeah.
If this investment is made, we are unique in this state. A, we have our treasurer who's elected.
Yeah.
And B, there's a non-binding advisory board for our pensions.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
So I think Eric Russell has the sole discretion to make this investment. And, we've had legislation. I know Ryan Fazio had championed legislation to try to have an advisory board that is essentially does the investing for the state of Connecticut, especially since we have so many successful hedge funds down in Greenwich. That legislation has never advanced forward. And so the treasurer is the sole arbiter of this money. And I got to believe he's going to take it seriously, because he doesn't want that authority taken away from him. He's done a good job in investing in our pensions in the past. So, wanting a basketball team probably isn't the reason to be investing. You need to make sure the numbers work.
Yeah, and finally, Vin, along with the team, and you touched on this a couple of seconds ago, this also involves the state building out a new state-of-the-art practice facility in here, and then some sort of a leaseback situation here. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, I mean, it could be run through the CRDA, which so many things in Hartford is sort of managed through that organization. So I'm not sure what it would look like ultimately, but they do have avenues and agencies in place that could do these kind of investments. But the money has to be appropriated, and that's a job for the legislature to figure out.